Okay, great. Great. お願いします。
お願いし
お願いします。
Okay, we'll adjust these up a little bit. A little bit wider. Okay, take it into a wave. Oh, pretty much to the top. And then from the knees, from the spine. Wait one more time. We're rolling out the shoulders. Change. Yeah. Elbows to the back. All right, rolling the hips. Change direction. Let's together. Circles. Change it. Okay, releasing the ankle. Shifting sides. Now wide, sinking down the hips. So pushing the knee away, looking at the shoulder. Sinking down one leg. Change inside. Down. Sides. Good. Stretching the legs back, bring the arms down. Forward, lengthen to this one. Great. Walking the hands back and feet together. Good. Releasing the knees, coming back up. A few poses from the foundation series. So first, just shoulder width apart, feet forward. First, just getting the breath. So just a nice deep breath. In. Think about breathing, expand all directions. So lengthening the neck, from the chest up. And when you're breathing out, think about pulling the belly button towards the spine. So rather than a breath which is like that, think about the breath Maintaining the length still through the spine. Like you're inflating a hot air balloon, basically. Spine. One more, nice and deep. And then dropping the hips back a little bit, bringing the hands back, open up the shoulders. Just play here with the shoulders, just opening them out, sitting the hips into position, sinking back onto the heels. A little bit like you're extending the thumbs out, spreading towards the back. Nice deep breath in. And scooping the hands underneath, dropping the hips back a little bit more. Bringing the hands up about the level of the chest. Keeping that length of the spine. And nice deep breath in. Now, should you do this? Pressing the fingertips together. Think about also kind of pulling the wrists apart. So you're raising it to the top, high as you can. You can keep the hands together, you can split them. That's what feels good. The main thing here is not to not to curl the spine at the top, so keeping the length of the spine. That kind of straight line through the spine, as if you're kind of hanging off something backwards. Right to the top. And then again, without adjusting the chest, just reach back a little bit more, a couple of centimeters back. Nice deep breath in. Think about pulling the hips and the hands apart from each other. Good. Turning the thumbs down and then dropping back all the way to the ground. Keep the weight back onto the heels. And then from here, just relax the spine. So you're releasing it, curve it down. Walk the hands a little bit forwards. And then just so you're kind of in the fingertips here, press the fingertips down. And as if you're pulling up the hips. Not that you're straightening the legs, but you're just pulling up the connection from the hips to the heel. At the same time, pressing the hands down. As you do this, just explore the foot and the connection to it. So you can go into the instep, or you can go into the outstep of the foot, the outside. Just adjusting the ankle a little bit. Do it. Great. And then bringing the hands back. Find the shin bone. Draw the back long again. And then from here, think about pulling up with the body. Shoulders draw up. To the top. Opening up. And just coming back up. Go. And shake out the spine a little bit. Okay, we're going to a lunge, so just want the feet back just wide enough so you can keep the back heel down. And the foot. Good, first do again, just get that length of the spine again, so the chest up, chin back. Lengthen it up. Good, which is a gentle side bend, so away from the back leg. Hands to the side of the body, just bending over. Good, coming back. You're going to hinge the hips back, bring the chest forward, bring the arms back. Key thing here is keep that knee behind the heel. Just behind the heel here. Nice deep breath in. Breathe out, scoop the hands forward. Lean the weight more now into the front leg. Start to come out of the back heel. More weight's being shifted into that front hip. Let that foot be your anchor now for the movements. Again, pressing the fingers together, and if you're pulling the wrists apart, Spread the hands. Good. From here, you're going to raise up to the top with a gentle spiral up. So keep all the weight the same in that front leg. Just raise up a spiral up to the top. So all that weight's now loaded into the front foot. Spiraling the body up, a little bit of a rotation away from the back leg. Lift up as high as you can. Nice deep breath in. Again, as you do it, just raise up a little bit higher, a little bit further, without adjusting anything in the chest. Drop it back down. Come back to the front. Just refine that weight again on the front foot. And you're going to just stay outside hand, just so the thumb sits into the center of the palm. Keep the weight forward, and then just trace the thumb along the inside of the forearm, up to the elbow, opening the back elbow out, and then release it all the way to the back shoulder. Keep that extension out with the hand here. Hold it. Nice deep breath in, lengthening, expanding again, all directions. And then release the hand out to the back. Let the body just guide and back in, back to the front. Gently pulling the body back. Good. Shake that leg out a little bit. Good. The same on the other side. So just going to wide enough so that the back heel can be pressed down strongly. And just get that length up, one up to the spine. Sitting down as the legs. Bringing the hands to the side. Gentle bend over away from the back leg. Back into the center. Dropping the hips forward. Just keep that back heel down to the spine. Spreading the arms back. Again, keeping the knee back behind the heel. Nice deep breath in. Okay, as you breathe out, scooping the arms forward. Start to pull out of the back foot, back heel. Shift the weight to the front leg. Nice deep breath. Pulling the arms apart, but at the same time keeping that connection in the fingers. Widening the shoulders. And keeping the weight in the front foot, start to spiral up to the top, pressing out the back foot. As high as you can with it, just kind of winding the body up. Nice deep breath in. Lengthen up a little bit more. A little bit more. Good. Release it. Find the front again. Settle into the leg. Good. And then adjusting that thumb into the palm, the hand, trace it down the forearm. Nice and slow. Draw with the hip. Yes, you're pulling the hip back. Opening the shoulders up. Let it just come to the back. Shoulder. Keeping the weight forward, keep that hand stretched out. Release it to the back. Let the hip just snap the hand back. Good. Okay, and slowly releasing the legs again. Good. Okay, shifting the legs out a little bit. Okay. And we'll do one more. So, same as the first one, just wide leg now. So, depends how you feel with the hips. You can let the feet come out to the side, so kind of pointing 45 degrees. Just want to as wide as you can. Feel comfortable with it now. So, again, just sink into it. Settle towards the heels of the foot, and then just get the kind of breath out again. So you're lengthening up. The arms sink to the sides. Good, and then hinging from the hip, drawing them back. Open the arms out again. Good. So this time, stretching forwards and pull the arms really as far as you can forward. So you want to kind of tug up wall between the hands and the hips now. Pulling the hips back, stretching the hands forward. Anchor yourself in the feet. Imagine a little bit like you're squeezing the legs together. So if you imagine a cross from the base of the ball of the big toe and the heel of the opposite foot. Think about squeezing that connection in. And scissor the legs together. Stretching up. Away. You're keeping the hips back, raising the arms up. Keep the neck long. Bringing the hands down. And again, just let the spine curl towards the bottom. Walking a little bit further again with the hands, and then the fingertips. Drawing up through the back of the heel to the hips. And just play with adjusting the ankle, so the instep and the outstep. Good, just drawing the hands up now, so you've not really got much weight support, it's just in the fingertips here, and the thumbs kind of up this way. Yeah, weight more loaded into the feet, and then from here, just raising one hand at a time. Raising up, you're going to bring the palm up and reach up high without changing the chest. Pulling the chest up, keep the spine long, pull the arm up high as you can. Right as high as you can. Reset. Bring the hand back down. You're going to do the same with the opposite hand. So reaching up, bring the palm up, lengthen for the spine, high as you can. Reset, back down. Bring the hands onto the shins. Straighten the back. Back up to the top. Nice and slow. Bring the legs back. Get that. Again, just shaking everything out, so just loosen everything out. Hips. Great. Okay, great. Take a bucket. Good. So just play a little bit with the 𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈 and just different postures. We'll just start in the 𝒠udan. So just think about kind of stretching out the connection again. Really feel that the sword's loaded into the lower back or the back of the body. And then just play with gently moving the body. So just gently kind of treading the feet. Keeping the right hip kind of forward. Just keep that kind of out. Gentle extension away from the body. Just keep the arms relaxed and really feel that the body's moving from the back of the body. So the connection with the ground, that whole kind of posterior chain, just been kind of fired up from the foundation work. Just think of that really anchoring the sword in the body. So, just moving. Shifting every so often to the left hip. Adjusting the hand as you feel necessary. So. So just work with one thing, which is switch from left to right. This is sometimes with a partner as well. The main thing with this is, watch this. If I lock this connection together, then I've got this kind of movement. The front of the body is really stiff as I kind of change it. So I'm connected, but it's kind of stiff connected. So what this will give is a lot of information to the person on the other end of the sword when they're connected into it. So what you want to think about is, as you go in, let this be really flexible. So it's flexibly moving around. But I'm trying not to give any information to the tip of the weapon for the other person. So I'm trying to be very quiet and let the body do all the kind of changing here. Just that, very subtle. That sense of softening the front of the body. Staying really quiet in the sword. So. Just try one exercise with this, which again gets this kind of softness in the shoulders. So you can also do this. We'll do this with the sword, but you can do this empty-handed, like a kind of push hand exercise or push out exercise here. And you think about just changing the hip here. But in this case, I want to keep this connection the same. So try this with the sword. Like this. Keep this extension out. Now, if the arms are locked into the body this way, as I shift, everything will kind of go with it. The arms will kind of shift with it. So think as you do this connection out. So if you're pushing, you could also do this with a wall, pushing into the wall. But think about changing the body here. So nothing really changes here. I just change around. I change my hips around it. So that kind of thing. And you have to do this also with a wall. Just kind of press into it. Just change the body. So, but I don't change the weight in the hands. So I'm basically trying to not give any information in the hands. Let all the change come from the body basically. Just to get an idea of the hips. Being able to flexibly move and trying to not give a signal into the hand. It's not so easy. There's a really famous Japanese martial artist, and he does this with his feet as well. So he gets the students to kind of hold his foot and try and sense when he's about to make a step, or when he actually makes a step. And his balance is so good, and his structure is so kind of able to flexibly move without signaling. You can't really tell when he's moving his foot. You can't tell when he's stepping. So in that same kind of idea here, the sense that you can adjust the body without all this kind of adjustment. Without all the kind of balance adjustments, which is not so easy. And then just play with it back into the 𝒂𝒂𝒿. That same sense, I want to kind of flexibly move that point around. But a slightly different problem now that the arms need to be really flexible. And you can also do this with a wall. Makes it a little bit easier with the sword. Great. So then we'll just play with different commands. Let's just start with the down one. So you're going to go from this position. Just think about sinking the sword down to the ground. So you can do this on both sides. Let's go from this, the true down position, and then sinking, dropping the weapon. So the main thing with this disability, or this, the need to basically adjust the body to change the sword. So not changing with the arms, but changing with the whole body. Trying to drive it from the hips in this case. Change, change, change. And with the name where it's kind of not really much signal in the arms. No kind of pressure change in the arms. Just okay, perfect. And then we'll go to the upper position. So just play with this. You've got two really. You've got the 7 foot forward coming up to the top, and you've got the one that we kind of got in the second screw where you're reaching the left leg to the top this way. They're both kind of geodetic commands in the way, and up to the top of the head. Then just playing with shifting, changing the body, anchoring the sword in the back, structure. Play with both ends as well, so they're kind of raising up and sinking back into the judo. And the main thing is kind of changing the body towards the sword. Good. And then just play with any other posture. So there's a few others like the hasso coming to the side this way. You've got the posture to the back side, looking like 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒖𝒄𝒄, and to the back side. And a few other kind of strange ones. You can also think about kind of adjusting the hands to the top. There's this kind of posture. Just play with it. But again, they're kind of variations on the kind of big three, which are the lower posture, mid and upper. Just play with again. Anything I do with the arms, I want to kind of change into the body. That sense of extension of the arms. Just subtly changing the position. And now just play with switching between all of them. So kind of light movement with it. You've got the chudan at the top, going into a gedan at the bottom, shodan. And then you've got this kind of variation. You go to the pasto. To the back, just again, just keeping them connected. And you're just playing with various extensions of the hands away from the body. Basically the same feeling all the time. Great. So we'll build up one of the kumitachis looking at number 2. We'll kind of these kind of nice positions. So the first move we just look at is basically following along the same lines. The first move is stretching out, coming up top here. So sinking the weight down, anchoring the sword in the back, here up to the top, and then we'll look at the attacking roll in this case. I go straight in, up, and I go to the knee, this way. I come off the line in this one. Gently off the line. Keep up, draw up. Think all the time draining the weight down. Reach the top, release it, sinking straight to the leg. So just that first move. Good. We'll take it to the first 3 attacks. So coming up to the top. Find this, cutting in. And then from here, the person's going to go for the front wrist, so they come to snap onto the wrist. As I change the body side underneath, I thrust on the left leg. So, and then from here, I'm coming around, striking for the head. Okay. Raising up. Low, heading underneath, thrusting on the left side. I give you a reach. Okay. Okay, good. We'll just go from that point. So at the end of this strike, basically gone for the head. The person's going to stick to the weapon, and then they're going to press the sword down. So their idea with this is to press down so that it basically disconnects from the weapon. But what I want to happen is they press down and let the weight settle into the front leg, relax the arms, and then I use that connection in the front leg to change into another ski, and on the left side, and then that final movement here is to cut to the head, which is where the form ends. But just play with it from that position here. But this connection, the key thing is imagine pressure out to the tip of the weapon and absorbing it down to the ground. You absorb it down and then press that connection in. Press the connection in. There. So. Good. And then just play with that as one motion now. So you're at the top, you're cutting in. Imagine now as they press down, send the hips around straight away. So really feeding that dropping feeling that they're trying to give to the weapon. I take it into the core of the body and I bring it into the skin. And we continue with that. Just feel now you've got that drop, go. Let go. And basically I've just all that force down and channel it into the thrust. Whoosh. Yeah. That's it. Good. Right, and then just put the whole thing together. So if you've not got enough space, just kind of condense it. So you can even do this on the spot. But things that those changes in the hip from the top, cutting in, change in the hip, cutting in here. This gets dropped, change the hip, and then the final cut. Good. We'll do the opposite side. So the same thing. That brace at the beginning, I just blend up with the attacker as they come up. And then they're coming from our friendly. So what I do is I wedge the body back along the line and I press the sword in. What I'm looking to do from here is, as they've got the wrist base exposed at the front, I'm looking to come forward and snap onto the wrist with the sword. So I'm looking to basically finish the form here at the beginning. So this I defend, and then I basically snap onto the weapon, the front foot. Drop in, snap onto the hand. So it's basically a defense of the line. I take the line, lock onto the line, and then snap onto the wrist. So, to finish the beginning. Nice. Yes. And again, you've got a really subtle movement with this. It's actually a really, you see a lot with, like, especially with older Kenjutsu style, where looking to kind of finish the person off. You see a lot of strikes go to the wrist. I'm basically looking to take the hands off the weapon, or basically destroy the person's ability to wield the weapon. So, let's look from this one, you've got that. Look for the difference between, I can do this with the arms, that, or I can do this from the core of the body. So you're looking for a kind of snap release. This puts me into the center, and then I basically snap that connection up to that. So that. So it's like a release movement. And I don't need a lot of power on it. I'm just basically going to go hit onto the thumb, onto the hand. So I don't need to kind of wind the movement up so much as I just drop the hip in. It's quite a small movement. That's it. Yeah, and the idea here is to drop the weight down, so you're raising it up and dropping onto it. So the target in this one is the front hand. So you're looking to raise up and basically hit the thumb with the sword. And in that position, it comes up, and then I drop the weight down onto it. Yeah, so. That's it. Good. And then from that position, so you got this. As I do that, that's where the person's coming underneath, and the sword's basically slipping into the center line. So I pull the hips back and I roll the hips into a block. The key is I'm going to wedge the sword between mine and yeah, and then they're coming around for the strike to the head. I block it here, and then again, what I'm looking to do is basically press them out of the structure and then thrust back onto the center line. So we'll just take it that far so it gets the kind of right kind of movements. Comes up, wedge back, I release it, and then I've got to block back. I come back, lock, and then I press the structure down. This, and my idea is to kind of coil the body into thrust or strike, probably a thrust. That change. That. Okay. Good. And then again, I've got the person kind of slipping by. So I've got this. As I release that connection, they slip. Yeah. As I get this connection, they're slipping again underneath. So I've got to basically find that block again. And they're coming around for the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. This is where I come in, wedge, and finish. And finishes that. With a kind of attack, a bit like a kind of snaking with the attack. Snaking in with the sneak. Snaking in with the sneak. I've got to match that also with my hip width as well. So look at backwards snaking of the hips. Good. Last few, just play with this in a fluid way. So you're looking for again, this kind of quality of snaking through. For the attackers, this kind of weaving the line this way. And for the defender, holding the line, but again, kind of rolling the hips as you do it. So just in a fluid way. This, doing both sides. This. Focus on the kind of coiling of the hip. Different kind of qualities. And the attacker is weaving, and the defender is holding on.
Cut. Oh, pretty much the same.
Okay, great. Very good. Lesson number 2, second kumitachi. So it's the longest kumitachi, but it's got this nice kind of sneaky root to it. So do it this way. Okay. Great. Domo arigato.
Domo arigato gozaimashita.
Right, here we go.
All right, thank you, Michael.
You know,
Thank you.